things you have to do, and when I'm talking about more of a deeper clean on this robot, first thing you want to do is take him out, pull off this little cover and turn him off with the red switch, and then we're going to deal with him later. Then you also want to take this tray out here, and you can see it's pretty grimy. So obviously you got to clean this. I got a little tool that came with all the replacement parts, and by the way, I recommend you get all the replacement parts on Amazon specifically for this model. Mine came with 4 mop rollers, 6 airbags, and like 4 side brushes, and this little tool, as well as Hepa filters. So there's a whole package of all the parts you need available. Okay, so inside the top of the robot is the vacuum cleaner housing. You have to push this up and this over at the same time, and it unclicks, and then you want to actually empty all that out. It should be in the bag, but it's probably my bag is full, so I probably have to replace the bag, which I'll show you later. So this is that part, the canister. So you just pull this off. It just lifts out of there, and then in there might be grime and stuff. Just clean it good. And then on the other side is a Hepa filter. Okay, to release this filter, there's this little tab. You push it actually towards that, and it pops up. It's part of that. That's how you get it out of there. So then once this is out, the filter is actually just this, and then you can clean that. And there are a couple areas you want to look at. One is that this spinny brush hasn't broken off. You need replacement for this, and it's very simple. You just unscrew that little screw. The screw is part of the housing, so you don't even have to try to worry about retaining the screw. The new replacement also will have a screw, so you just put it back in. You do need a mini screwdriver to get that though, so make sure you have that, like eyeglasses or what have you. So we'll start with this guy. You do the 2 little tabs like this, and that pops off, and this should just pull right out of there. There's a little, and you basically want to pull all the pet. We have an Aussie, so we have a lot of pet hair, so you want to just basically clean it. Okay, so I don't know if you can see on this, there's a little spindle with gears on it. That's the side that goes into this little housing over here. If you can come around so you can see it. The little gray housing right there. You want to stick that spindle in there, and it actually will go back in once the teeth are lined up. And then you reattach. You reattach this by putting that part in first and then pushing down. And that's it. Okay, for the mop roller, this is a little different. You have this piece that needs to come out first by lifting here and actually just pulling up. You don't pull everything at the same time, it's just this piece, and this needs to be cleaned. You can see it's very grimy, and this is where all the mop water and the nasty grime is going. So this all has to be cleaned. Okay, now we're gonna actually remove the mop roller, but you have to cause the robot to extend it first. And so you first turn on your robot and have it sitting on its belly like its regular side up. Turn this on, and then it's gonna take about a minute or 2 to boot up. So we're gonna pause a second and let that happen. Okay, now it's booting up. It just made a big chimey sound. It's gonna start talking.
Hi, thank you for choosing the ECOVACS robot.
Okay, and now what we want to do is to get the mop roller out, you double click this to cause it to extend the mop roller. So by just, it's a touch button. You just touch it twice and it should extend the mop roller. Can you hold that for me? And then we're going to flip this over. And now you should be able to, right down here, you see there's a release here where by squeezing this little tab in, you can slide out the mop roller. That was a real pain to figure out how to do, but that's important knowledge. Now you want to clean this mop roller, get all the grime out of it. It's good for 150 hours. It's actually very clean once you're done cleaning it. And you want to clean all this grime as well, and then reassemble this, which we'll show you in a minute. So supposedly, to get this off, you just forcibly pull this apart, is what I'm told on the internet. So we're going to try that. Supposedly it's like, oh, it did work. Look at that, it worked. But you see how much force I had to use? I literally had to grip it like that behind these 2 fingers and literally pull it apart. So that's how you do it. I'm going to reinstall this. In the app, there's a maintenance section. The app is really not user-friendly, but there is a maintenance section. I think under settings, you go enter the robot section, you hit the settings icon and then maintenance. And it shows you a lot of things you're supposed to be doing. The problem is that there's no videos or real instructions, but to reinstall the mop roller head, the blue part needs to be down. You slide it back on there and you just line it up and click it in there like that.
Roller mop installed.
And then we also are going to reinstall this guy, and it's just the reverse of how it came out. You put that in first and you push down the blue side and it should click in. And that's it. And then on the other side of the robot, you want to double click and cause the mop roller to go back in. I think you can see I bought a bunch of spare parts. I think it was $35 for 4 mop roller brushes, 2 of the vacuum rollers, and I think it was like 6 of these vacuum bags and maybe 4 or 6 of the side brush spinny things. I bought an extra pack of the side brush. Those sometimes only last a week, sometimes they last a month, so you're gonna want extra of those. These bags I think are filling up after a month, and we're using it under pretty heavy duty, so that's a pretty long time. So I think that supply kit should last you, a lot of it should last you more than a year. Some of it maybe a year or less, depending on what you're doing. But we're gonna show you now how to replace the vacuum bag. So you just go to the base unit, you just gently pull back on the front. There's two little notches here. You just pull back. And then here's the vacuum bag. You grab this little tab here. Can you see it? This little tab right here, you just pull it towards you. And then you can see, and this is not, I'm gonna go ahead and waste this bag, but it will tell you on the app that the bag needs to replace. Then you just get the new one and you reverse the process. You hold the tab, you line it up, back up with the little guides and push it in there. And it should click in like that, like a little kind of thunk. Like that. And that's it. And then you put the cover back on and you've replaced the bag. And there's also, this is the cleaning fluid reservoir. We're not using cleaning fluid. It's doing fine without it, but some people use vinegar. I would recommend you look online for that, or you can buy their solution. We just aren't using any, and that seems to work great.